Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me on Spirit Wisdom Wednesday. My name is Meredith, and welcome to my heart-centered business called The Healing Hummingbird, where we gather here together every Wednesday in the healing space and allow some beautiful spirit wisdom to flow through. So if you are new to me, I want to welcome you here and also let you know that what I love to do in this business is help healers and nurturers reclaim their power to heal themselves, release grief so they can live their highest destiny. So welcome everybody. I apologize for my lateness. I was actually hiking and got caught in some traffic coming home. So thank you so much for your patience if you are watching the live video. So as you can tell, we have some unusual objects that Spirit wanted to pick out for today's reading, all about self-care, which is a very Taurus, very Taurian vibe. And so we're really leaning into that energy of self-care and just asking for a gentle reading today for some simple tips and action steps that we can take depending on what group you choose to really take care of yourself. So let's take a deep breath together. I'm going to place my hands over my heart. And let's inhale in. And exhale out. Inhale in. And exhale out. Inviting our spirit guides around us now, we ask, which group holds my messages for self-care? Remaining open to how that message comes through, you might see a color, it might be a feeling, or it might just be a knowing that it's group 1, 2, or 3. So for group number 1, we have this Neutrogena, non-sponsored by the way. We have this Neutrogena oil-free sunscreen. We don't play, so we got 50. That's group number 1 on top of the Divine Tarot. For group number 2, this is my favorite brand of nail polish. This is Holo Taco. And it's kind of this glittery, rainbowy purple, and it's called Purple Flaky. So that's for group number 2 on the Divine Feather Messenger. And for group number 3, we have a Bliss lip mask, vegan overnight lip mask. And that is on top of the Botanical Inspirations deck. So if you are watching the recording, take a moment if you need to. Please feel free to pause the video, meditate on the cards to choose the group you are most attracted to, and we will go ahead and get started. Okay, let's get started with group number 1. If you chose the Neutrogena Clear Face Oil-Free, there's like a million adjectives here. If you chose the sunscreen, let's go ahead and get your messages. Okay, excuse me, my phone just went off. Let me turn that off. Sorry about that. So for group number 1, I feel like there's a need for you to remember that there's a do not disturb mode on your phone. Maybe you're a hot commodity lately, and there might just be a lot of people trying to get a hold of you. So right away, I feel like there's a need to hold boundaries and have some unplugged time for group number 1. But let's get your messages starting with the tarot. Let's actually put this over here. So if you're watching the recording, you know that you're in the right group. Okay. So for group number 1, for your self-care, we have the Hierophant, the 9 of Wands. I'm hearing the number 4, so we'll do 4. The Ace of Wands, and Strength. Okay, let's stop there. That's some pretty big energy that you're dealing with, group number 1. So they want to focus on releasing this Nine of Wands. This is someone who has come a very long way, but might be tired and weary from the journey. So that feels like where you're at now. So that's the main feeling we want to remedy, is this weariness, because it might even be blocking your creativity. You might even be a writer or a painter with this brush here. But I love how your reading about self-care is flanked by two major arcana cards. So this is a major turning point for you, your ability to care for yourself. So this could be something that you've been learning to do, that you've been cultivating inner strength to do. So it might be a default for you, group number one, to prioritize others over yourself. It feels like you're a caretaker. So maybe you did take care of a family member, or took care of children for a long time, but it feels like it's time to take care of yourself. And with the Hierophant here, there's definitely a need for structure. You might even seek counsel from someone you trust. I'm getting a divine feminine energy there. So you might even go to a traditional psychological counselor, or you might seek out some energy healing. So let's get some more information. I feel like we are going for this Angels and Ancestors deck for you about your self-care, group number one. I also feel like it is really important, and this kind of goes along with unplugged time, for you to get outside with this sunscreen. So make sure that you're getting plenty of vitamin D and just good old-fashioned sun on your face. Oh, Connie said, sorry, I'm late. Connie, I was late, so that was my bad. I got stuck in traffic, so we met here at the perfect time. Okay, so self-care messages. Great teacher, learn from spiritual experiences. Perfect companion here with the Hierophant. Very similar energy. White Witch, be the light. And Hermit, retreat and recharge. Yeah, I feel like there's me time in the works for you. And I like that he's kind of in a cave over here. So if you have a local nature center or trails, somewhere where you can be in the woods, I feel like that would be really healing for you. You might even be considering some type of retreat or some type of weekend. So that's a pretty specific message. So maybe there's a writer's retreat or something creative. So if you were considering that, I feel like that's a big yes. It feels like that could be a few months from now. So maybe that's why you were like, well, I'm not sure what's going to be going on at that point. But I feel like it would be a really wonderful, nourishing experience for you. Okay. Another message for you, group number one, is a focus on the future. Sometimes that can come off, or it can feel in your body like anxiety if we're looking towards the future. And so it feels like instead of doing that, instead of being anxious, well, there's not a whole lot you can do. I mean, sometimes you're just anxious, but it feels like remaining grounded and centered in the present moment is very important for you. So if you've heard of Eckhart Tolle, he's someone on YouTube that you can kind of listen to maybe while you're walking. And it feels like focusing on the breath would be very helpful for you as well. Let's actually get a page for you out of this self-care book. All right, for group number one, any messages here for their self-care? Okay, I feel like we're going to go over here. When has your pet or someone else's provided comfort? Oh, that's really sweet. This date could be significant for you. But yeah, there's a lot of imagery with birds and animals. And then also there was that message about getting outside. So I feel like you have some animal messengers if you don't have a pet, a little fur baby running around the house. So that's something to keep an eye out for. Okay. Let's get a couple Divine Abundance cards for you, group number one, for your self-care. What are we working on here? I just heard channeler really loud. So I don't know if you're already aware of that, but I have that as one of my languages too. It's like a spiritual language, a way to get messages from spirit is channeling. And so this is a confirmation that physical movement is very important for your self-care and healing. And I know, you know, not all the time do we want to get up and move around, but it's part of it. It's part of truly taking care of yourself. Love. Ooh, look at these hummingbirds. Divine source is the idea that no person, place, or thing is your salvation, only love itself. Oh, I love that. Yeah, so maybe there is, I feel like you could have come from, maybe you were raised in a Christian household, something quite traditional, maybe even Catholicism. So it feels like now that you're on your own, maybe you've kind of expanded your viewpoint a little bit. Not like, you know, rejecting anything, but more inclusive, if that makes sense. And so if you were questioning that or not sure of that, it feels like Spirit is saying you are definitely on the right track because you are just the embodiment of love, and that's it. Okay, we also have surrender. Sometimes learning to surrender can feel as if you're dying. The ego, that's a little dramatic. The ego learns what's hardest, to stop trying to control the whole universe. I feel like that's just a confirmation that what we're really aiming to do is to redirect that focus that was on the future, maybe worried about the future, and grounding that back into the present moment to really help yourself connect with your physical body. Okay, they're saying one Moonology card for you for your self-care. All right, we've got a couple practical tips for you, group number one. We know that we need to get outside, maybe hike if you can, look out for birds and animal messengers, maybe even consult a therapist. What's some more practical advice for group number one? Okay, we have Scorpio, full moon in Scorpio. It's time to release negativity. And there was another one here. New moon in Pisces, meditate and contemplate. Yeah, I feel like there's a repeating cycle going on here. It feels like you have worked on sort of like being the bigger person. It could have been that an older version of yourself, a previous version of yourself, may have harbored resentment or held a grudge. But it feels like you've realized that's not working out for me. I'm actually just going to, it's not so much about taking a high road or anything, but it's like you were realizing how that was affecting you, maybe even in your physical body. Maybe you were starting to feel sick or like really tight, like maybe it was hard to digest things. And so it feels like you're already processing, letting that go. So that's amazing. I feel like your spirit guides are clapping like, yes, girl, yes, good job. She's done it. She is doing it. Okay, let's get a botanical inspiration for you. Since we have you outside a lot, what else for group number one for their self-care? Okay, that one wants to come out. We have Sweet Pea. Oh, that's my kitty cat's name. That's the second time a pet has come up. I feel like there's a pet that's almost like a spirit guide for you. And now Sweet Pea is running in from the other room. Hello, baby. So I feel like there's a pet, or maybe even a pet in spirit that loves you very, very much and is here to support you. Okay, blissful pleasure. Follow your bliss and the universe will open doors where there were only walls. Yeah, so it feels like maybe that anxiety that's kind of buried under here about the future. Maybe you were worried about an opportunity coming in. This could have to do with career. Wondering if you will like it, even if it is stable, if it's going to be a good fit. I feel like Spirit is asking you to tap into your intuition at every single step of the process. So if you like meet a hiring manager, notice how you feel emotionally. I know that sounds kind of weird, but that feels like a landmark for you. It's almost like I'm seeing like, this is really specific. You know how they have kid-sized shopping carts at grocery stores, and they will have like a flag and you can see them moving around across the aisles with the flag? I feel like they're saying your happiness is like a flag. Like you can really see, am I moving in the right direction or not? Check in with yourself daily, my dear group number 1. I feel like you're a hard worker, so you might tend to kind of put your nose to the grindstone for a bit longer than that. So make sure to pull your head up and really check in with yourself emotionally, asking, how does my body feel? Do I feel happy? And that's really going to help you take care of yourself and prioritize your needs, even though you are, you know, focusing on something very practical, which, like, same. This could even be my group. Who knows? Okay, and then let's get a parting message for you, for your self-care. For group number 1, I feel like we're early, like in the early pages here. Okay, let's see. Look inside. You got another pea, another sweet pea here. Okay. So I'm also picking up on something like, there could be, it's not so much like social anxiety. It could be worrying whether I will find friends at my new job or if I will get along with everybody. Or you could even be concerned about finding your next romantic relationship. But I feel like your relationship with yourself is way, way, way more important than that. And I know you know that because I'm hearing you say, I know. But listen, girl, that's why we're here. That's why we did this reading today. Also, wear your sunscreen. Make sure to take care of your skin. I feel like maybe there's a nightly routine that you might be getting back into, which is really sacred, I'm hearing. Also, if you are attuned to Reiki, I'm hearing that your spirit guides want you to ask to like activate it in your hands while you are massaging the lotion into your skin. So you're like healing yourself while you are doing your skincare. Okay, so those were your messages for your self-care if you chose group number 1 with the broad spectrum SPF 50 with a million adjectives here. If you chose the sunscreen, those were your messages about your self-care. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. All right, let's get started with group number 2. If you chose the Holo Taco purple flaky top coat here, let's get your messages about self-care. This is one of my absolute favorite nail polishes ever. So if you have not tried Holo Taco, highly recommend her. Okay, so let's start with your Divine Feather Messenger since you did choose this deck, group number 2. Ooh, they're reminding me of an unusual animal I saw today. So maybe you've seen an animal that maybe you've never seen before, group number 2. Since this is coming through, I saw a squirrel that had totally black fur, and it was beautiful. So maybe you'll have an unusual encounter. Okay, let's see. Oh, okay. I'm hearing the number 2, so we'll get 2 feathers for you. Let's just place those down there. Okay, for your first feather, white turkey. The power to heal the earth is within you. Wow. Powerhouse. And for your second feather, we have the finch. I feel like that's a goldfinch, don't you? New opportunities and choices are opening to you now. Claim them. Wow. Very powerful, like sassy energy going on. I'm also hearing the song by Lizzo, It's About Damn Time. So it feels like you are coming out of a period where maybe you had retreated for some reason. It feels like you've been on your own for a while, and you're kind of like stepping back out into your own, maybe reconnecting with friends, maybe reconnecting with coworkers or clients. It feels like there's a sudden pop of communication for you. And so the main thing they want to bring up and remind you of is how powerful you are. I can also see you're a healer. So you might be someone in your family who has stopped a lot of negative cycles and created new opportunities for your generation and generations to follow. All right. I wasn't sure if we were going to use this deck, but it feels like this is for group number 2. So Spirit really wants to like gas you up, or like, how else would you say gas you up? They're like cheerleaders. They're like, let's talk about everything you've been working on. I don't want you to forget how far you've come, is what they're saying to you. So it feels like you've just climbed this huge mountain, and your spirit guides are like, please take a moment at the peak to look back down and take a moment to feel the wind and really congratulate yourself. So it feels like you've done a huge amount of work, and it might be your tendency to go, okay, let's keep going. Spirit's like, no, no, no. We really want to mark this moment. Okay, so what have you been working on? Friendship. I understand that a friend is in my life for a reason. And change. I understand that nothing can grow or evolve without movement. Did you work on 3 things? Look at the way I just placed that down. I think you did. Love. Oh, this is the second time love has come out. Maybe you were torn between 1 and 2. I commit to the practice of seeing the good in all things. Wow. I feel like maybe you changed your whole social circle. Maybe you had to leave a situation where you knew a lot of people. This could actually be like family as well. So maybe you, whoa, look at all that shifting that's happening there. I feel like maybe you had to step back from relationships that were very comfortable and reassess what needed to be healed. Wow, I feel like you're really strategic also, group number 2. It's like you were working on yourself so deeply, like you became your own best friend. And you were like, okay, let me look at everything from way high up. I'm not sure about what's going on over here, or something feels resolved over here. Let me see if we can resolve that. No, okay, maybe I'll leave. You might have even like written out a list, like truly, and there's nothing wrong with that. I actually really love a good list. It feels like you had to make some hard decisions, all in the name of love though. So it could be that you were changing so much that you were like at the next plateau, you were looking up, looking around, and you're like, oh my gosh, where are my friends at? Where are my people at? And there could have been this realization like there's new people coming. So that's why there was such a huge shift. I feel like you do make efforts to take care of yourself, group number 2. Okay. Let's get some Moonology guidance in here for you, group number 2. What else do they need to know about their self-care? We have full moon in Aries, a fiery climax approaches. Oh my gosh. And that was a very loud siren. What does that mean? That was not a coincidence. Oh, there was another one flipped over. A new romantic cycle begins, new moon in Libra. Yeah, I feel like maybe you even transformed your romantic relationship. Or if you're not currently in one, It's like planning for the future. Like, I would like to do something different next time. Which, same. Okay. So I feel like there could have been a tendency here with interpersonal relationships to clash. And I feel like you were changing this cycle of like fighting. So I'm seeing a couple things. It can either be like big conflicts where someone says something hurtful or loses their temper, or with that siren going, it's like you're having to constantly rescue someone. So someone is like, you know, in full-on crisis mode and needs you to drop everything you're doing and take care of them. And it's like, listen, I love you, but that's not healthy. That's not a good cycle. So it feels like you've done so much of your own work that maybe others are starting to approach you now. Like, can you teach me how you changed? Like, you seem so much more evolved, or like a higher consciousness. People around you can really feel this vibrational shift within you, group number 2. So I feel like maybe people have been asking you for advice in a way that kind of surprises you. All right, let's get a page for you out of the self-care book. Okay, Spirit's still kind of gassing you up. I think that's part of your self-care, is allowing yourself to celebrate everything that you've done. But I would like some practical tips here, because we're in Taurus season. Taurus is very practical. Okay. I feel like we're over here. Let's see. Relax in child's pose for a minute or two. How do you feel? Okay. Well, hey, that's a straight up instruction there. November 16th could also be an important time for you. I believe that's Scorpio. Relax in child's pose. I also feel like the inner child is coming out and asking to do something from childhood. Maybe even like go to an ice cream parlor or a candy store that you remember. Maybe get out a photo album and look through old pictures. Something really nostalgic is coming up. And it feels like it has to do with a familiar place, photographs, and food. Food from childhood. Feels like it would be very comforting. Maybe even making something that you used to make as a child. That would be a beautiful way to take care of yourself. Okay, let's get some divine abundance for you. Group number 2. You definitely deserve it. You've been putting in the work. Okay. So what is coming in for group number 2? With their self-care? It feels like you're so motivated, because Aries is very goal-oriented. So they're saying maybe this will help you, motivate you to change the focus or to refocus on yourself. Okay, so what's coming in with group number 2 through their self-care? We have for you divine love. When you offer everything to the divine with detachment, you begin a love affair with spirit. Okay. Expansiveness. Oh, I don't see this card very often. Eternity is far more creative than the rigid, constrained, exhausted ego. And also guidance. I've never seen this card. Look at that boat too. Very cool. When you make divine intelligence your foundation, you finally have a fixed star to follow. Wow. Guidance, expansiveness, and divine love. So very clearly, I'm getting a message that the more you focus on self-care, or the more you dedicate yourself to self-care. So scheduling it, writing it down in your planner, put it in your Google Calendar, set a reminder. I'm going to paint my nails this week. You know, promise yourself that you're going to do this. You are able to receive divine guidance and love so much easier when you put in the hours for yourself, okay? And it feels like you've already up leveled and you're like pulling yourself up over the edge. And now it's time to like spread your arms out and really expand, really embody this energy and this new level that you're at. Beautiful. Also with the nail polish, I feel like you have a really good eye for design and for details. So maybe even beautifying your space, redecorating a little bit might be on your mind, very Taurus vibe. And I feel like you're really connected with astrology as well, group number 2. So if that's not something you've looked into, I would definitely recommend that. Get a natal chart reading if you can. So yeah, allowing yourself to focus on details in ways that are fun is also a good way to take care of yourself and really make time for yourself. So if you're creating art or if you are shopping for things for your home, there's this expansive energy to like really take your time. Like, you know, do a couple laps around Target if you want, or like a boutique in your area. Maybe you're looking at mirrors or something reflective. It feels like I'm going to consider all my options because I truly enjoy the process. So I hope that's making sense. I know that's really specific, but let's get your takeaway message for group number 2 with their self-care. Okay. We have look to the past. Ooh. Yeah, that's hearkening back to that message that I got earlier about looking through photo albums. Nostalgia, cooking things from your childhood. That feels like that's what's coming up. Oh, this is also reminding me of the 6 of Cups. So there might be sibling energy around you, or a friend from the past that's coming back up to reconnect with you in a way that's really beautiful. So maybe go get coffee or tea with them. All right, so those were your messages if you chose group number 2 with the Holo Taco Purple Flaky Topper. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Okay, let's get started with group number 3. If you chose the Bliss Fabulips Overnight Lip Mask, these self-care products have a million adjectives, I've got to say. Let's go ahead and get your self-care messages. I feel like group number 3, I feel like you might be a little snarky, but in a way that's really funny. So I feel like you're the type of person who would take that the right way. So I feel like you are like sassy and funny. Okay. So for group number 3, let's get some self-care messages. How can they better take care of themselves? What is something they can do, Spirit, to take care of themselves during this Taurus season? That one wants to come out. Okay. Oh, you already got 3. Okay. We have Pink Rose, Grace and Sweetness. Lily, Majesty and Virtue. That's a big mood. And Dahlia, Dignity. If you don't already garden, I feel like that is definitely something you should look into, group number 3. Because these 2 particularly, especially Dahlias, they're Spirit's bringing up to me like all these gardening details that I know about these plants. Like Dahlias can be a little more difficult or a little more particular to work with. So I feel like they're bringing up this tenacious nature about you. Like you're not afraid of a challenge. You're not afraid to dig in and do research. I feel like you're really super smart and flexible, because these are all very different plants to take care of. Okay. So let's take a deeper look here. I feel like the summertime might be really important for you. I feel like something really big and really good is coming for you in the summer. Because with lilies here, they really love full sun. And I'm noticing that all these flowers are pointing in all these different directions, and there's this like crown of buds on top. So I feel like there's going to be this huge expansion in the summertime. Ooh, so this is almost a heads up to take care, like for self-care, is like take your time now, set up systems like daily routines now. It feels like you might like a list, like a schedule. And it feels like Spirit's like, while you have time to do that, go ahead and do that now, because summer is going to be like, boom. So if you have a business, I feel like you're going to get a lot more clients in summer. I feel like some type of creative career opportunity is coming in and manifesting in the summertime. Okay, let's get some more information about that. Interesting. Okay, we'll start with Moonology. Okay. What else does group number 3 need to know about their self-care? How can they best take care of themselves in the Taurus season? Okay, I'm hearing the number 2. We'll get 2 of these for you. We have Supermoon. Emotions are running high. Whoa. And New Moon Eclipse. Expect powerful change. Girl. Whoa. What is going on with you? We do have an eclipse, another eclipse coming up. So if you're not already really familiar with your chart, I would definitely take a look at that. I mean, the fact that both of these came out, and these are kind of unusual cards because a lot of these will have like signs on them and will say like new moon, waning moon, waxing moon, things like that. So these are 2 very powerful cards that came out for you. So I feel like the next eclipse we have, I mean, I think that's in a couple days, right? I think it's on the 15th. Take a look at that. I feel like that's going to be hitting you somewhere in your chart in a really good way. So you might have a big manifestation come through, but it feels like you might be very, not attached, connected to the moon. Maybe take a look at your moon sign. They're bringing up that I'm a Gemini moon, so maybe Gemini is significant to you. It feels like there's some kind of connection there where it might affect you emotionally more than you realize. So that's a good way to take care of yourself too, is just notice how you're feeling through different phases of the moon. For example, I have noticed that I'm kind of the opposite. A lot of people will feel really energized during the full moon. Let's get out, let's get together and go have a party or something. I get really tired during a full moon and I will just want to sleep. But it's helpful to know that about myself. So I feel like that is something that Spirit is inviting you to do. Again, it's like we're getting routines in order for this big thing to come in the summer. Very interesting. So it feels like we're planning and preparing for something that you're not aware of that's coming in. Or it could be that you're hoping that it's going to come in, but there's not a confirmation quite yet that it's going to be happening. Okay, what else does group number 3 need to know? How can they best take care of themselves during Taurus season? With the lip mask, there could be something going on with the throat chakra. I feel like it's really important to be honest about how you're feeling with others around you. Okay. And I'm actually getting kind of a scenario here with the lip mask message that I'm channeling. So it feels like there could be a relationship that has a challenging verbal pattern. Or you might notice that there's verbal blockages. It could be you or the other person. It feels like at some point, if there's like a difficult topic that's brought up, someone kind of shuts down and just kind of closes their lips and doesn't really know what to say, might even pretend like it's not happening, something like that. And I'm hearing that pattern is making things harder than it needs to be. So if you're on the other side of that, you're observing this behavior in someone else, Spirit's like, still tell them exactly what you need to tell them. It's fine. If they can't seem to digest it in the moment, it's more for you than it is for them. It's more for you than it is for them. Okay. Let's see what guidance we have about your self-care. Seer, see beyond the current situation. Yeah, there's something coming in for you. I feel like things are going to be really different. In a good way, though. It feels like someone's going, oh God, what is that? What do you mean different? Okay. And then Star Ancestor, follow the voice of your soul. Whoa. Again, with this astrological stuff going on with you, definitely take a look at your chart. I can't stress that enough. Take a look at moon cycles. When are the full moons? That's going to be a clue about your manifestation in the summer. And really observe how you're feeling with those cycles so that you can take care of yourself. I also feel, this is really interesting. So it's like, I'm getting a channeler vibe from you, but it's, I mean, like all channelers do have a connection with the body that's really important, but it feels like there's something with you and your voice. I feel like maybe you just say things sometimes. I know that sounds kind of funny, but that's something I used to do as a kid. I would just start talking and it was like someone much older than me was talking. And they're bringing up this example from Whitney McNeil, one of my mentors, how she was considering, I think, what was she doing? She was considering like moving to Arizona or something, but she hadn't decided. And she like heard herself say out loud on the phone to her mom, yeah, I'm moving out. So I feel like that might happen to you. It's almost like while you are speaking your truth to someone who has difficulty doing that for themselves, it's like you channel messages for yourself somehow. So very, very important to have honest conversations for you, in particular group number 3. That's a huge point of self-care for you. Okay, even though the person receiving it may not love the experience, that's okay. It doesn't feel like that bad. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. I feel like you're having a good sense of humor about what I'm saying. So I'm going to leave it at that. Let's get a self-care message for you. Okay. We have May 8th. Do you wish you had more or less time alone? Or did I read that correctly? Do you wish you had more or less alone time? Interesting. Yeah, there's definitely something about a close relationship or a very involved relationship. And it's like, it feels like you make the calls, whether you get together with them or not. And so it feels like maybe you will decide to spend a couple days apart from the person. Even texting, like it's okay to not text somebody every day, you know? Okay. All right, I feel like they want to do, no, we already did this one. Interesting. Okay. Let's go for Divine Feather Messengers. I'm feeling a little disoriented, group number 3, so make sure you're getting plenty of sleep. I feel like that your guides could be working on your third eye. Might make you feel a little bit out of it or almost like dreamy. So definitely make sure you're sleeping. And oh, this is an overnight mask. Okay, yeah, so that's a great confirmation of that. Definitely make sure you're getting your sleep. Okay. All right, we have for you Blackbird. The magical and unique qualities of your untapped potential are unfolding now. Ooh. And also Condor. Hold the highest vision for your life. You now possess the ability to move past any hurdles. Yeah, lots of forward-moving energy. There's definitely a focus on what is coming in the future. Big manifestation. Unique qualities of your untapped potential. I feel like this manifestation is something that has not come through for you before. It feels unusual. So for an example would be, if you are thinking of launching a business or something, but you also have your day job, like you work at a company, at a desk or something like that, it feels like your personal clients will just like appear, or there will be some big event where you meet the right people and suddenly you have a network. Ooh, move past any hurdles, see beyond the current situation. Maybe you're saying to yourself, I do not see how that's possible. And Spirit's going, I know, I get it. I get that you're looking around at your current situation and that does not make sense at this moment. Please see past that for now. Get your routine lined up and ready to go so that when all this activity comes in, you're able to deal with it very swiftly and very easily. Beautiful. I feel like there's divine intervention coming in for you, group number 3. So if this just sounded like a pipe dream to you, like, sure, I'd love to do that, but I have no idea why, and I don't know if it will work. I feel like someone is going to step in and meet you, and your spirit guides are going to be like conspiring in your favor and putting puzzle pieces together that you didn't even know were missing. Okay, let's get your takeaway message for group number 3. For your self-care. No, girl. We need divine abundance first. We'll get 1 for you. I'm telling you what, this spacey feeling is a lot. So make sure you're taking care of your energy levels, group number 3. And you can even tell your spirit guides, I'm perceiving a lot of activity in the third eye, thank you, but also I can't concentrate. So would you be able to, I would love to receive your help with that. I would love to receive your help with focusing. It feels like that might be a helpful conversation to have with your guides, because I am really feeling this very intensely over here. Okay. Divine abundance coming in for you for group number 3. Letting go. Everything is indeed out of control, and God will hold it all. I can safely let go. There's a few messages about letting go, moving past hurdles, seeing beyond the current situation, and letting go. So you might really be comfortable controlling or planning things out, and it feels like there's just going to be a series of synchronistic events that feel out of control, but in a good way. All right. It's a feeling like I'm in the right place at the right time. So that feeling is coming for you, group number 3. Okay. Now let's get your takeaway message. I feel like we're further back in here. Let's see. Let's do in here. Open your heart. Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah. I feel like there is a need to expand your ability to receive. So that could even be like a dollar figure or like a salary. Like I definitely deserve this much money, but I can't really imagine this much money. And Spirit's like, let's expand that. We'd love to help you do that. Seeing beyond the current situation, seeing beyond what you've accepted before, or what you were able to handle before. It feels like we're unlocking potential or unlocking a totally new thing. Amazing. Okay. Well, you've got this, group number 3. I'm so happy for you for your huge manifestation. If you remember, please come back and let me know what that was. So those were your messages if you chose the overnight lip mask. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.